So I'm going to be honest with you, I did not get the hype. I mean, some people were making 7 pairs of pants from this one pattern. Could it possibly be that good? I mean, they look like pajama pants. Well, let me tell you, I finally got around to making myself laine pants this week, and they are kind of magical. So you knew I was going to make the laine pants. I talked about it during last week's Friday sews, and I jumped right into it this week. I made a wearable toile. So the first thing I did is I printed the pattern and then laid it all out on my cutting table and looked at the pattern pieces to see what adjustments I would possibly need to make. I started measuring and looked at finished garment measurements and looking at the back pattern piece. And do I have it? I do have it. Hold, please. All right, so I was looking at the pattern piece. This part here looks like what a typical pants pattern, like the back part, would look after I've done my low seat adjustment. So it's much more of an L curve, like there's less curve here. And this part here looks like a finished back crotch extension after I add my typical 1/2 inch. So, and then this rise here looked about right. Yeah, I didn't feel like I would need any adjustments to the back pattern piece at all, which I was really, really surprised. For the front pattern piece, the only thing I did, because I looked or I measured the pattern piece and I knew they would come up too high on me, and they call it a tilted waist adjustment. I don't know the science behind it, but basically I prefer wearing my pants higher in the back, like my back waist is higher than my front waist where I prefer wearing my pants. So I removed 1.5 inches from the front rise, like this, basically basically to nothing at the side so that my two pattern pieces would still fit together once I sewed them. So I did that adjustment and only that adjustment, and then I cut my wearable muslin fabric. I went with a linen viscose noil from Blackbird Fabric that I have had in my stash for years. This was a remnant that I picked up in one of their remnant sales. I only had 1.25 meters, maybe. So I really had to pattern Tetris these shorts on there. As a result, I did not make pockets. I did not make the drawstring. I basically just cut the front, the back legs, and the waistband, and then put them together. By the way, they come together really easily and quickly. Yeah, these are a fun sew. I love how the waistband is put on. I love how the elastic is put on. Yeah, it's just a really, really good sew. So what I did is I sewed the shorts them together, put my elastic in, but that did not close the waistband. Oh, I put a little label. I didn't close the waistband where I inserted the elastic and then tried them on. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how well these pants fit me right off the bat. Like the waist was exactly where I wanted it to. The back looked amazing. There weren't any pulls or folds or drag lines, no wedgie. I was so impressed. So then after, well, obviously I finished these, I hemmed them, and they are going to be either, like they could be sleep shorts, but I think they're too nice to be sleep shorts. So I think I'm gonna wear them this summer with a cute white top I think it'll be super cute. So then after trying on my shorts, I pressed and cut into my gorgeous gray linen that I got from Christine Sews a Lot. She was destashing a bunch of fabrics last fall, so I picked up a few from her and then started cutting. And then I only had 2 meters of this linen, so quickly realized I would not have enough if I were to cut the pattern pieces at the length that they come right off the printer. The fun part about these pants is that they have a really chunky hem, which I love because it gives your legs such a nice line when they're weighty at the bottom. Anyways, I had to remove 4 inches from the pattern piece to make these work. So as a result, I basically have I turn the hem once at 1/2 inch and then once at 1 1/4 inches. And yeah, they're good. But next time, hopefully I'll have more fabric and I'm gonna use maybe not the full 4 inches that I removed, but I'm gonna add at least 2 inches back in so that I'm gonna have a nice chunky 3-inch hem. So yeah, cut into them, sewed them. I basically sewed them all in one evening. I added pockets. I tried to make the drawstring, and I'll show you in a minute what happened. And finished them last night. So here they are. I don't yet have pictures. Let me see if I can tip you down a bit. I don't yet have pictures of me in these, but the drawstring is basically just in and out of the buttonhole here. It doesn't go all the way around my waist because I just could not get them to get turned outside in or inside out. Anyways, but yeah, love them. Nice wide legs. The back looks really good. Hopefully you can see the back. Yes, you can. So yeah, I'm so happy with these pants. Whoops. Oh my gosh, there you are. Yeah, super pleased. I am going to take some decent pictures at some point, I promise. And then I'm either going to put them up on my community tab or I'll share them during next week's Friday Sews. But yeah, love my pants, and really and truly, I get it now. I really get it. And on Sydney, oh wait, I didn't say that, did I? Syd Graham is the designer for these pants. And on her website, she's got a bunch of different hacks for the pattern, one of which is to narrow down the legs a bit. So I'm gonna try that on my next pair. Although I do love a wide leg, it's fun to have a few different styles basically in your wardrobe. So I'm definitely gonna try to make the narrower legs from this pattern. But yeah, my gosh, and they're so comfortable. They are so comfortable. They really are magical pants. So if you've not jumped on the bandwagon yet and you were kind of on the fence, yeah, get the pattern. It's really good. Now, if you already have a ton of elasticated waistband pairs of pants or patterns for pairs of pants, you know, don't get it. It is $16 US after all. But if you were a little bit on the fence and you wanted to try them, highly recommend. So there you are. So those are my 2 makes from this week, basically Lane shorts and Lane pants, and I could not be happier with my finishes. I also very early in the weekend finished my Mauritius top and filmed a video for that. That's going to come out on the channel Tuesday next week, so stay tuned for that. And that's it in terms of my finishes. Next week I have one thing I want to make. So my Think Pink box for the month of June got here a couple days ago. I filmed the unboxing and I already have a plan for it. I just need to get my pattern printed, my fabric washed, and that's going to be the top priority over the next week or so, because that video is scheduled to come out first week of July, like the 2nd of July, I think it is. So that's going to be #1 priority. But also, I'm on vacation for the next 10 days. So I go back to work on the 2nd of July. Yeah, so the video is going to come out on the 1st of July. Anyways, in a couple weeks. So I'm off until the 2nd. And I always take this week off because it is I take between the 24th of June, which is a holiday here in Quebec. It's our national day. And then July 1st, which is Canada Day. I always take the week between those two holidays off. And then depending on where they land during the week, I may take a day before and a day after, that kind of thing. So this year, it means I'm going to be on vacation starting today, Friday the 20th, at the end of the day, until July 2nd. I always take this week, and I call this week my charging my battery week. So I make zero plans. I don't want to travel during this week. I don't want to do anything. So no home improvement projects, no nothing. It's read a good book, listen to podcasts, watch trashy Netflix shows. That's all I want to do for the next 10 days. Forecast has a little bit of rain in it for the next week or so, so I'm just going to spend some time down here. I fully expect that I'm going to get more done than just my Think Pink project here, but yeah, it's going to be all about chilling for the next 10 days. My dad is still in hospital, so I've been visiting him. I will be visiting him this weekend, probably on Sunday. And then I'll be able to go during the day next week, so I don't have to fight the traffic and all of that good stuff. So it'll be good. I'll get to spend more time with my dad. So those are my plans for the next week. I'm very, very excited. I'm looking forward to just, doing not much. All right, I would love to know what you are up to this week. What have you been doing in your sewing room? Have you jumped on the Lane Pants bandwagon? Have you made them? What did you think if you did make them? I'd be really, really curious to know if, was it a fluke that these fit me so well right off the bat? How was your experience if you've made the Lane Pants? I would love to know. Also, tell me what you're working on and what your plans are for this weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you feel like spending more time with me, YouTube thinks you would really enjoy this video right here. Thanks, and I will see you soon.